He like has his chest open. He's got the hairiest chest you've ever seen. He's a little thicker, but it's just because he's a man. It's like he's a sexy lumberjack. I couldn't believe how hot he was. I was like, this is what women were seeing. Like, I understand why I used to make fun of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's freaking hot.
Blue-blooded American. There he is.
It was crazy. It was like my eyes were open to something I'd never realized before.
You finally understood what the draw was.
But it was also a sadness because of like, I will never be that.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
Ba-da-ba-da-boom.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go.
To
go. Listeners, welcome. Welcome back.
Week 6.
So glad that you knew that because I thought, like, don't have it in my head.
It's we're already halfway through the season.
Wow.
And a heads up for all of our listeners, we're doing this on the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get this probably late July, early August.
Who knows? No one could do the math.
Yeah,
no one
it's
could
impossible.
know what
Nobody
6
can
weeks
figure it
from
out.
then is.
It's actually, no one knows. But, Rach, I wanted to fill some of our listeners in on a couple things.
Okay.
That have happened in the last couple weeks, from previous episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, exciting moment in my professional career.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time ever, I am in a production that is going to make me dye my hair.
This is big.
This is huge.
Very big.
So my gray hairs have finally caught up to me. Not enough to affect me in casting, where they're still like, yeah, come on, you're fine.
We can play.
38-year-old, you can play somebody in their 20s. But now we've gotten to the point where my gray hair is becoming a problem, and they're like, hey, we need you to dye your hair. So here we are.
So are we going to do like a box dye? Or are we going to do like a just for men situation?
And I'll be honest with you, like, I don't want it to be so startling that it feels like people are like, oh my God. You
don't want it to look dyed.
Who's definitely in his late 30s who's dyeing his hair.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would love to do touch of gray, but they want me to be, I'm supposed to be a junior in college at the start. And then I quickly get up into my late 20s, early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I'm going to have to, maybe be even more intense than touch of gray.
I feel like we'll figure it out because for our short, we also had to unage you a little bit, so you played a little younger. And I know that was just like a washable stuff that we used, but I thought it looked really good.
It did.
Especially on film, and she is very fickle.
Yeah, she's a fickle botch. But I'm curious about with theater, if it will be like really inconvenient for us to do that every time.
No, I agree, but I'm just thinking like that's the look that I think we're going for is
agreed.
that like you might still have like a couple speckled in because you personally did have grays at that age.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not too worried about it. It'll just be kind of finding that right color on you. It can't be jet black and it can't be brown. You're kind of like somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So it might even take 2 boxes. Who knows?
I could. What if we go straight blonde? Like I did with my M&M days.
Oh, yeah. Did you ask?
I did not, but they just said, we need you to dye your hair. They didn't say what color.
You just show up with like bleach blonde
hair. How
hair.
fun would that be if I just showed up and I had M&M style blonde hair?
Don't worry, guys. I got rid of all the grays.
Yep, they're gone. I did what you wanted me to do. But we need to do this show quick because within a week, this is going to be
My
orange.
roots are coming. Yeah. It'll be orange.
Another thing to update the listeners on is, folks, I am on a baking extravaganza.
Oh, my gosh.
A spree. And everything is hitting right now.
Yes.
Even when I F things up, it's working out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Much to the chagrin of our waistlines this summer, we wanted to have like our, workout, like our perfect beach bods, but Ty just has to keep making pies every week. Or like today, he made a fruit pizza, the classic American fruit pizza with the flag.
4th of July, come on.
Come on, forget it. But get this, last night Ty went to go get the supplies for it, and there were no pre-made sugar cookies anywhere. So what does he do? He has to make everything from scratch, including the cookie base. And you guys, it was so good.
I think this might be the best fruit pizza I've ever had. I'm sorry to say this, Mom.
Wow.
But the student may have become the master. But we've been baking all kinds of fun things. What was the last thing we baked?
And prior to this, we just
Rach helped me with
finished
this one.
last night. We just finished our last 2 slices of a banana cream pie.
It was divine.
And you guys, because it's summer, it's so hot. Like you don't want to like heat anything up. You don't want anything warm. So like cream pie is just like divine.
Yep.
And it was so good. Ty actually made that for me because that's one of my favorite pies.
Inspired by our waitress. And
That's right.
watching
Yes,
all the
our
pies,
waitress
and we said,
episode,
hey, we're going to make a
we make
pie,
some pies.
and let's do a cream one. And I thought it turned out phenomenal.
It was so good.
It was so good. And before that...
Also from scratch.
Also
100% from scratch.
100% from
No
scratch.
pudding packets. We made pudding. Ty made pudding.
Pudding from scratch. I heated up milk, and I was pouring it into things and tempering eggs.
Tempering eggs,
I was
guys.
doing some stuff that the main bake ladies do. Like, Rach is like, how does it feel like you could talk to all the old church ladies and be like, guys, you ever making your cream cheese, fluffy whipped cream mix, and you feel like the cream cheese is ready to rock, then you're folding in the whipped cream, and all of a sudden you're like, it's a little too chunky. You know what I'm talking about, ladies? They're like, oh my God. Those are the kinds of conversations I get to engage in now because I am a man of the people. And by people, I mean mostly church women. But we also made, I think, once again, I know I sound like a cocky MFer right now, but we made the most phenomenal banana chocolate chip muffins I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, those were
That
excellent as well.
So that was the first thing, and then we went to banana cream pie, and now we just made this sugar cookie fruit pizza for 4th of July. And I don't know what's next, but I'm going to keep riding this wave. And Rach is right. Our waistlines, they're not going down. We're working out in a good way. Like we've dropped 5 to 10 right now, but it's not coming off.
No way.
Because the food is too good. So that's what we've been up to.
Such a
show
life.
and baking, and then trying to survive.
Yeah, just fighting for our lives here in the middle of hot ass summer.
Yep.
Yeah, we're also doing some house stuff.
Yeah.
Right now. We had one last room that we needed to scrape the ceiling and
Popcorn
paint.
ceilings.
And we're about halfway through that process right now. So we took a little day break to visit with you guys about this film, which also bends the patriarchy to its will.
That's why I think this whole opener is a really good setup for what we're about to get into.
Yes. We're traveling back in time to a great year. Some would say the best year.
1987?
1987.
Oh, when we have risen.
We are born. Our birth year. Ty, what did we watch this week?
We watched 3 Men and a Baby.
3 Men and a Baby.
Trois l'homme et un bébé.
Un bébé.
Un bébé.
Un bébé. Hold on to that thought because we'll come back to the French very shortly here. Very shortly. So, yeah, we watched 3 Men and a Baby. Mm-hmm. A little bit of this felt like this was a classic that I thought that you just needed to watch just because, I don't know. Like, you need to know what this film was about. And it's got like 3 heavy hitters from the 80s in it. Yep. So I had seen this film maybe one time and maybe it was on TV. So full of commercials. Sure. Probably left out some things as well. Yeah. There's nothing like too bad, but just
I don't know. There's sex. I feel like there's a little bit of cussing in it. Like
a little bit of cussing.
If it was now, it would be PG-13 for sure.
Yeah.
But I bet in this day it was definitely PG.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Ty, give us like a little synopsis about 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah. So 3 Men and a Baby. Imagine 3 bros seem to all get along really, really well. Mm-hmm. One's an architect, one is a comic book artist, and one is an actor. And although they have like their spats and stuff, I think in general, these are 3 best friends that we're talking about. And they're like in high society. They have like a really nice loft apartment that they all share. It's pretty big.
Really cool
apartment. In New York City. They talk about like, I think the rent is quite a bit. It was like $1,000 per person. So it's like $3,000 back in the 80s. So
wait, did they say that in this?
They said, yeah, because what's Tony? Not Tony Danson. Ted
Danson.
Yeah, he was going to leave to go shoot something, and gosh, what's his name with the mustache? Selleck, yeah. Peter Selleck was like, I will
Tom
come.
Selleck.
Tom
He
Selleck.
plays Peter is his character.
Peter's his character.
Yeah, let me just clarify for our listeners. We've got Tom Selleck, Ted Danson, and Steve Guttenberg as our three papas.
Yep. And so he says, I'll cover you your $1,000 for rent this month so you can go do the play instead of go do the film.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, they spent $1,000 a piece on rent. That's $3,000, which sounds like today, like, oh, that's not bad for New York for 3 dudes sharing this big apartment. That was the 80s.
Yeah, 87 to be
This
exact.
was probably like now a $10,000 apartment, right?
I don't remember him saying the whole piece about 1,000. I remember him saying, like, I'll cover you this month.
Mm-hmm.
And I only say that because one of these guys is an actor, so he's got to be poor as hell. But
Well, I think he shoots a lot of commercials and stuff.
Oh,
so
that's true.
I think
That's
he's
true.
actually doing pretty okay.
okay, that's
Yep.
right. And he's going to go do a movie in
He's-
Turkey. So
instead
you're right.
of doing the
You're
play
right.
where he's not going to make that much money.
Good point. Good point.
So anyways, 3 bros thriving in New York, banging tons of chicks. Like these 3, except for Guttenberg, the comic book guy. The rest of them are like just slaying it. One is in an open Tom Selleck is in an open relationship, and so they're able to like see other people and very late 1960s sexual revolution kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then Danza's just like hitting it and quitting it with everybody.
Yeah.
And so then randomly he goes off to shoot a movie in Turkey, and Selleck and Guttenberg are still there, and a baby arrives on the door. There's like this whole mix of like, hey, there's gonna be a package that's for Danza's friend and all this shit. It doesn't really matter. But the main point is that the baby they think is the package, and that they think they're supposed to just take care of it until Danza comes home. And it's a baby. And so they start, at first it's a struggle bus.
Yeah.
And then they all fall in love with this baby girl.
Yeah.
And so we watch them fall in love. There's other shenanigans. We'll get to them later on down the road, but that's the main premise.
Touchstone Pictures presents Tom Selleck, Steve Guttenberg, Ted Danson.
Jack,
Whew, Angela, boy, you look different. What happened?
I'm dressed.
That's it.
3 incredibly eligible men hoping to meet some incredibly perfect women.
So many women in so little time.
Now, at last, they're about to find that one girl who will sweep them off their feet.
That's a baby.
It's a baby.
Of course it's a baby.
It's your baby.
No, it's not my baby. It's Jack's baby. The child doesn't look anything like me. I have more hair.
Well, I want to see the way you 3 big guys handle this one.
I had to go to 3 different places, buy 4 different kinds of formula, 2 different kinds of diapers, bottles, towels, nipples.
You do realize she did a doodle.
Doodle. Doodle. Yes, doodle. You haven't been able to work or to sleep. And there's been all over this place for days. I build 50-story skyscrapers. I assemble cities of the future. I can certainly put together a diaper.
Yeah, the other shenanigans that you're talking about are like the mix up with like the drug deal and
Yeah.
like
Yep.
and I'll be honest, I did not remember that at all about this film. And that's like more or less one of the main conflicts.
It's like,
right?
yeah, it's
Kind
it's
of.
really the main conflict of the entire thing. And I'm not going to give away too much right now, but it felt, I don't know. Well, I'll talk about it more later. But it was very much like Reagan's war on drugs. Like is what it felt like. Like we got to put a big drug conflict that our protagonists are going to have to deal with. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
I felt a little bit like the drugs took away from the story that I wanted to happen. I wanted more
1,000%.
more baby stuff.
1,000%.
More baby.
More baby.
More baby stuff. More cute
Yep.
stuff with men taking care of babies. It's great,
Yes.
right?
When the men are broing and taking care of baby, it is the best. Not to give away too many of my thoughts
It's like
early,
a
but
little peek into the future. Like I can't wait for that.
loved when bros were taking care of a baby. That was my freaking movie. I was like, this is the jam.
Yeah.
I talk about this like whenever I'm referring to like Cullum and I or Joe and I like taking care of the babe while
Yeah,
you
your
guys go
brothers-in-law.
run and stuff. I'm like, it's like 3 minutes a baby.
Yeah.
And so like I know the general conceit and I know some of the jokes in this movie, but I'd never seen it. I didn't know jack shit about like how it was all gonna work out.
Did you feel offended at all about how the men were portrayed in this taking care of the baby?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I actually thought that it was a very sympathetic look
Yeah.
Because they didn't know what they were doing. They were making stupid mistakes, but like not mistakes that were egregious. Like nobody was picking the baby up by their feet
Yeah,
and
it wasn't
upside
a
down.
safety concern.
They just didn't know how to hold him. I'll be honest, I still feel uncomfortable about how to hold a baby.
Yeah, especially a fresh baby.
Yeah, a fresh baby.
Yeah,
like
me
you don't
too.
know how to hold them, and they're trying. It's not like they're doing stupid stuff. They're trying. They're just messing it up. And he gets the wrong size diapers and tries to put like a huge diaper on the baby and it falls off and then she pees all over the table. Like that stuff, it all feels realistic to me. Like
Physical
that
comedy.
can happen.
It's great.
And it's like, oh, I don't know what formula to get, so I'm going to get 8 different formulas.
Also
and then,
real.
And then you don't know how to heat the bottle up, and so you're like throwing it into a pan and like letting it heat up, which is like, yeah, that's as good a way to.
Honestly, that's how they used to do it.
Sounds awesome. Like there's a lot of things that were very clever, and I never felt like the dudes. They actually learned pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought
Like
that
one
it was,
week and they're already like giving advice
felt
and
like they were
talking to
pros.
other moms about things.
I felt like it was very sympathetic towards how guys learn how to handle babies, and I thought every dude, all 3 of them, comes across really well in this movie.
Yeah.
And that I like have more respect for them by the end. So yeah, I think it's very good. Is that a thing that we hear though? Is people are like, I think it's too harsh on how men handle babies.
No, not a critique from 87, but when we get to this about like sequels or remakes ideas, things like that, people are like, I don't know if that works now. I don't know if you can tell the same story now as well because men aren't as stupid. And I was like, well, I mean, that's kind of harsh, but we have different expectations for men now than we did in 87 as far as like the activeness of men in their child's lives.
Sure.
And we were already, I mean, my dad was already there in 87. Your dad was already there in 87 doing their fair share. But, you know, it has changed and evolved even more over the last almost 40 years.
But here's what I'll also say. If you dropped, let's pretend my 2 best friends, Johnny and Paul, and we all lived together.
Yeah.
And we were like in our late 20s. And you dropped a baby off on our porch. It probably looks something like what we just watched.
It does.
Because I didn't know jack shit about babies.
Yeah,
I
you're in
know
a
about them
panic.
now because I have like nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
But before that, like I learned so much by just having nieces and nephews. Like I would have looked just like this.
Yeah.
So I actually find it a very accurate portrayal of what this looks like.
Yeah. And I think they do a good job at setting up before we even have the baby come into life that these are 3 like solid to the core bachelors, like living the boy life, not
all of them never thinking they're gonna have a
not
kid.
even thinking about kids,
Yeah.
not even maybe none of them are even uncles.
Yeah.
Like I
Yep.
don't even know that any of them have that to lean onto. That's kind of like the picture that they paint for us at the very beginning of this.
Somewhat selfish human beings too.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
we know that
Self-centered.
Danza for sure, and how he like just is plowing everything and like kind of ego-driven actor kind of concept. But even Selleck, because Selleck is like they talk about how he's not emotionally available to the gal he's kind of with, and I think he's very much concentrated on architecture and like his job and stuff, and like kind of gallivanting around town, seeing the newest plays and concerts and stuff.
Yeah.
And so he just has this bachelor lifestyle that he like I think expects he's always going to live in.
Yeah, a couple of hedonists, I'd say.
Yeah,
Just like
yep.
enjoying joie de vivre.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So some taglines for this. So the characters' names, Peter, Michael, and Jack, know a thing or two about women, but when it comes to babies, they're all wet.
Yeah, okay. I think know a thing or two about women, and then they could have done something with like a baby or a girl. Not that they're all wet. I don't know. I don't like it.
Don't like that one?
No.
Oh,
Is
what
there
about
another
this one? They changed her diapers. She changed their lives.
I like it. It's probably sounds too heartwarming.
I like it.
But it probably needs to have something a little more comedy infused with it. But it's close.
Yeah.
I like that one.
And then this last one, and this is referring to the cover. Do you know what the cover of the film looks like?
Yeah,
You've got
I've
the
seen the
3 of
cover.
them holding her, but they're kind of the way that they're holding her, it's a little weird. She's kind of almost like she's standing up, it looks like. And this one says, "That's really not a safe way to hold the baby, guys." That's funny.
That is funny.
But you're right. I think I like a mixture of know a thing or two about women and changed her diapers, changed her lives. You can't mix them together; that doesn't work. But somewhere in between those two is the perfect tagline.
Because you have to capture that this is a comedy. It's gonna be a little slapsticky.
Yep,
But then
very.
also this is gonna be heartwarming.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 things you're going in for this for these tags.
So this is actually based on a 1985 French film by the same title.
Oh.
And actually, it's not 3 Men and a Baby. It's Très Sombre, not Très, Très Toi.
Toi.
That's how you say that. Toi, Ome e un coffin. It sounds like coffin, but it's
Coffin? Does that mean
Coffin.
baby? Not
it means
enfant?
cradle.
Oh.
3 men and a cradle is what it was originally called. And the characters' names are Jacques, Pierre, and Michael. So same exact names and everything. And this film, so 1985, like it's exactly the same premise. Woman drops it off. Then there's a whole drug situation there
they
as
have
well.
drugs
They had
there
the drugs
too?
in the French one as well.
Wow.
And
Okay.
is actually nominated for an Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film the year that it came out.
It was.
Mhm.
I wonder
Didn't
if
win,
it.
but
I wonder if it did well in the. Is it the Molières? Is that what they? No, the. What is the Caesars?
oh yeah, it did. It did very well.
The French Film
That
Academy
came up a lot. I
Awards.
didn't know what it was, but now that you say that, yes, it had a lot of nominations and I think even some wins within the Caesars, whatever those are.
Mm-hmm.
And they made this into 7 movies with 6 different languages.
Oh wow.
So it's a very popular concept, this idea of 3 men taking care of a baby. The world just lost their mind. They thought like, yes, this is high time that we see this film. This is great.
It is a very fun concept.
It's a very fun concept. It's heartwarming. It's silly. It pushes it. It's a little, and it's not provocative, but in the sense, it's like, it's good. It's like what we need to see. We need to see men being vulnerable.
If you were going to do a contemporary version of this, you don't have to tell me about the hijinks and like how you would handle it differently. But who would be the 3 guys that you would cast?
Oh gosh. Well, we could get into that because there is something that was
Oh,
going
there
to be.
is.
It was in the works in 2020, and there was one main guy who was attached to it.
Who was it?
It was through Disney,
Okay.
and he is about our age.
Okay.
And we have recently discovered, we already knew he was a good actor, but he was a great actor and got snubbed at the Oscars a couple of years ago for his work in a wrestling film that we both really loved.
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron was tied to it in
Oh.
2020,
That-
and we haven't heard
that
much
makes
about it
sense.
since then.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want him in it now,
Mm-hmm.
but I could see that casting, especially back in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be curious if he was supposed to be the Tom Selleck role, probably, kind of like the main guy in this. Even though the main guy is not the actual biological father of the daughter, the main guy, but he's the one who kind of has, I don't know, the story's just kind of through his lens for some
Sure.
reason.
Yeah.
I think it's also because Tom Selleck is just a dreamy dish and like so fun to watch,
Dude,
oh my gosh.
he is a hot guy. Like there were times where I was watching him, I was like, man, I can never play characters like this. Like I'm not manly enough.
That's not true.
No, I'm not. He's got like this chiseled chin, this mustache, which I think is so goofy, but is
mustache.
actually really attractive with how
For
he's
this, it really
with his
works.
style. He like has his chest open. He's got the hairiest chest you've ever seen. He's a little thicker, but it's just because he's a man. It's like he's a sexy lumberjack. I couldn't believe how hot he was. I was like, this is what women were seeing. Like, I understand why I used to make fun of this guy. This guy's freaking hot.
Blue-blooded American. There he is.
It was crazy. It was like my eyes were open to something I'd never
totally-
realized before.
You finally understood what the draw
But it was also a sadness because of like, I will never be that.
It's not. This is
Not that
true in
I'm
a
not that I
sense.
don't think I like can play attractive, but like not that guy.
Yours is a different kind of attractive. Yours is
Yeah.
more like an academic attractive.
Yeah.
Is how you play. And like you said, I think lumberjack is what he plays.
I know.
So, there's just
I'll never be a lumberjack.
there's just a difference.
Rach recently told me that something that I already knew. I was like, "Hey, what's something I would never get cast in?" And you said Viking.
Oh.
I was like, I know that's really sad.
I said
because I
you
love
couldn't
sword
play a
play
Viking.
stuff.
I said you could be in it, but
Yo,
you'd have
you
to
said
be like
you'd
the
be
English.
the English
You
who's
couldn't-
fighting off the
You
Vikings.
couldn't play the Viking Scandinavian
or getting
people.
destroyed by the Vikings. Like, so I'm always the little
You're not little, but like right now,
the
as
little
you are,
Brit
you would have
just
to
running
put
away. The
a lot of body weight, and I don't mean just like muscle. You'd have to put like just some serious
Get
weight
thick.
on your body, much like Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck is thicker, right?
Yeah.
Like he could be as a boy. Maybe he was husky, you know.
Sure, yeah.
You know?
And then he kind of figured it out.
He
later
was
in life.
on the football team.
And
like
now
he
he's
was
a
like
sexy, thick
stocky.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's also a novel in 1913 that was called The Three Godfathers.
Okay.
That maybe this was like the French film may be pulled from, maybe not. Maybe it has nothing to do with any of this. But it follows 3 bank robbers who flee to the wilderness, and they meet a woman who goes into labor, and then she dies in the wilderness. And so they're given this baby, these 3 bank robbers. And so their mission then is to get this baby back to civilization. Well, and then the 3 of them, 2 of them end up dying at one point from thirst. And then the last one finally makes it to town, but he's like got coyotes on his heels, like all kinds of like craziness. It was like a mini novel in 1913. So.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
It kind of sounds good.
Sounds intense.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound quite like this, but maybe. The idea of 3 men taking care of a baby.
Yeah.
It's not the first time that we told this story. Some casting for this. Let's talk about some of the other eligible bachelors in 1987. I'm just going to go through the list here. You give me a thumbs up or down if you've heard of him.
Okay.
Chevy Chase.
Thumbs up.
Robert De Niro.
Thumbs up.
Bill Murray.
Thumbs up.
Michael Keaton.
Thumbs up.
John Travolta.
Thumbs up.
Christopher Reeve.
Thumbs up.
All considered.
Most of them would be good in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Like a few of them really stand out. Like Keaton would be excellent.
Michael Keaton.
This is like right up his alley.
Yeah.
A strength for him.
Who would he replace in this one if you had to pop him in somewhere?
Maybe.
You've got the actor type, the cartoonist type, and then you've got our
probably
main architect
He's
type.
probably Guttenberg or Danson.
So he's probably either actor,
Probably not Peter Selleck.
actor
Christopher
or the...
Reeves could be Selleck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, he plays that type.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Superman. That makes
Mhm.
sense. I can see John Travolta in this as
Yeah,
well.
for sure.
It just feels like a movie.
Yep.
I know he did like Look Who's Talking.
Yep.
We'll talk about that shortly. But he kind of plays that type of family comedy role, I think,
For
around
sure.
this time, and could kind of like pop into one of these slots, I think.
So were they all just considered but never offered, or were some of them offered?
It says all considered, so it doesn't say
okay.
offered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tom Selleck, our hunk of meat here.
Yes.
So he got his start in Magnum PI. That was his big breakout, and that was 1980 through 1988. So he was actually chosen for this through his Magnum PI work.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And for that, he's gotten an Emmy, a Globe, and a People's Choice Award. So that was like a really big boost to his career. Since then, he's gone on to do a lot of like cop shows. He was in
Yeah,
a show
for
called
sure.
Blue Bloods
Yep.
from like 2010 to 2024.
Dude.
So also just as long.
Blue Bloods
Longer, actually.
was a huge deal.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't realize how well it did on TV until I was in politics and entertainment. We talked about it.
Yeah.
And that show killed it.
Really?
And I had no idea. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I've
this is
heard
like a
of it,
big deal for
but
people.
Never watched it.
Really big for Republicans.
Well, interesting that you say that because our boy is a libertarian,
Sure.
but often
I like libertarians generally. I find them to
Generally.
be like fairly easy to talk to.
He was also really good buds with Charlton Heston and became president of the NRA. for a
Oh,
bit,
gotcha.
so-
Okay.
This is also the NRA of the 80s, so
Yep. Little, yeah.
but like so there are things that it's like, oof, interesting. So he's very much like when you talk about him being like a real man's man,
Yeah.
he lives and breathes that. He is a
Sure.
real man's man. He's a gun collector, historical gun collector though. So there's something cool about that.
That
That makes a
historical
little bit of
guns
a difference.
are very cool. They are very cool.
When he went to college at USC, he played for the basketball and the baseball team.
Oh, wow.
So again, real man's man.
That's wild because those seasons actually do conflict a
Mm-hmm.
little bit with each other.
Well, and also to play at the college level. Granted, it's, this is 80s, maybe it's even late 70s when he's
Still,
doing that. But
that's
like
actually
playing
a big
two
deal.
team sports in
Yeah.
college, like that's kind of wild. So very, very athletically gifted in that sense.
Yeah.
Senior year of college, he drops out of school to pursue acting. He was going into business management.
Why not just finish your senior year? Especially you're a 2-star athlete, and so you're going to be able to
Well, 'cause
have
he probably-
everything paid
so
for
he
you.
probably had no debt because he probably was going year to year. And
But,
then it was probably
God,
like
that
he's
just-
already in LA. So it's like, yeah, I'm getting cast in this. I'm going to drop out right now. I don't want to do business management.
Actors, listen to me. Listen to Grandpa Actor sitting here right now in front of you. Finish your last year. We heard the same thing with Robin Williams, right? Didn't he drop out like
a
the
lot
last
of,
year?
I feel like everyone drops out
If
their
you're
senior year.
a year or even 2 years away from getting the degree, just finish it. You don't have to even use it. Just finish it and then go pursue your dream. Just hold off for one more year, or better yet, start to pursue it while you finish. Like, it's okay.
It's okay.
But don't give up everything you've been working for 3 years at the last second. It's so mind-numbingly stupid. It drives me nuts.
I know. You and I could never. We could never even wrap our heads around something like that. During the Vietnam War, he was in the National Guard.
Okay.
So again, real man's man,
Yep.
stepping up, doing his duty. I don't remember this when we talked about Indiana Jones, but did you remember that he was offered the role of Indiana Jones before Harrison Ford?
I didn't remember who it was, but I know that Harrison Ford was not the first choice.
Yeah.
There's always stories about that, like how Lucas had worked with him throughout Star Wars. Spielberg, I think, was going to cast somebody else, but then brought him in at the last second when either that person dropped or they recast him. I don't remember the exact story, but I didn't know Harrison Ford was not the first choice.
Yeah, which is crazy when you think about these roles now. It's like, well, obviously, Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. He's perfect for that. Although Tom Selleck, after seeing this, as being like a man's man,
Yeah, for sure.
probably would have worked. So
He
the
probably
problem
would've
was
worked, yeah.
is that he had his Magnum PI contract and couldn't get out of it. And so this is his quote. He said, "Look, I made a deal with Magnum, and it was the best thing that had ever happened to me. I'm proud that I lived up to my contract. And some people said, you've got to get into a car accident or drive into a brick wall, get injured, and get out of your Magnum PI contract to do Raiders." And he says, "I got to look at my mom and dad in the eye, and we don't do that. So I did Magnum, and that's not so bad, is it?" That's his quote.
I don't know. Being Indiana Jones, though.
But you didn't know what it
But
was
because
at
Magnum
the time.
PI, sure, we all know that show, but how many of us have watched it? Like outside of that generation, outside of our parents' generation, I've never watched one episode of Magnum PI.
Yeah, but it's not about
I
the
know.
size of the role.
I
You
know.
know, like
But-
it's about his integrity, like staying with
Rach,
what he signed the contract. He's like, I'm gonna do it.
Raiders. It's
know,
Raiders
but
of the
you don't
Lost
know.
Ark of Rage. Oh yeah, that's tough. I would sit around. I've done this a couple times where I've like given up more like better roles
Yep.
to stay with the contract that I already had. And I do feel a little bad. I was still flirting with other theaters while I was in a committed relationship with other ones. But some I always said if it was a big enough gig, I would do it. If the role and the money and the opportunity was big enough, you have to kind of just follow like what's kind of guiding you. You never drop out of a show once it started, but like I think that's kind of part of the game though. But if he was in an ironclad contract, he's probably effed. So
Well, and I don't remember when Raiders came out, but it might have been like in the middle of his Magnum PI
Yeah.
stuff. So he had probably been doing Magnum PI for a while.
probably early to mid 80s,
Yeah,
84
so
if I had to guess.
kind of towards the end then. But yeah, I mean, I think what I wanted you to get from that quote though is like it speaks to like his integrity and like the idea of like I signed this contract, I gave somebody my word, and I'm gonna stick to it even at my own cost.
Raiders was 81. So it was
Okay, so very
in
early because he
Magnum.
just did Magnum in 1980.
Wow.
So they would have
Okay.
been right after, very fresh. Both. Yeah, he should have gone. He should have
He
gone. with
should have done
Raiders.
it.
It was too
Should have
soon.
done
It's
it.
fine. Who cares about Magnum PI?
Yep. Yeah. Wow. But glad he didn't because Harrison Ford was
Well,
creme de la creme.
There we go. You know, Harrison would have had Star Wars, but we wouldn't have had Indy. So, he was also offered a role on Baywatch. He was offered David Hasselhoff's role, but
Oh, okay.
he didn't want to be a sex symbol. He didn't want to be too sexy, he said.
Yeah, I could see him doing that too, showing off that brownie chest and that hairy.
I
hairy
feel
chest hairs.
like I know Hasselhoff probably had a hairy chest too, but
Yeah, he did.
I feel like Selleck would be very hairy.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he is very hairy. We saw him with his shirt off in this.
Yeah. So it makes Baywatch a little bit hairier.
Yeah,
I feel
for
like.
sure. Much hairier.
Much hairier.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't think so.
Might not be.
Especially not then.
Yeah.
In the 80s. It was very much like, yeah, the more the better.
Yeah. I think he was probably smart to not do Baywatch though.
Yeah. Especially after Magnum PI. Just because of their
Yeah.
beach situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree. Do you want to talk about Ted or Steve next?
We've already done Steve Guttenberg, so let's talk about him next.
Yes. Okay, so Steve, like Ty said, we've actually covered
Number
Mr.
5. Number 5's alive. Ooh, right on the sensor, Stephanie.
Stephanie. We've covered him pretty well in other films like Short Circuit and even It Takes Two. So if you really
yeah?
want to dive in deep and get to know Mr. Guttenberg better, please go do that and listen to those ones.
This is one of my favorite Guttenberg roles.
Yeah?
He
How
is
come?
because he's in Short Circuit. He's kind of annoyed all the time. He's always like, "What's going on over here? What are we doing? What's going on?"
Yeah.
Like, He's just
intense.
always like kind of like heightened in a way that was annoying.
Mhm.
And I find him very charming in this.
Yeah.
He's weird. He's quirky.
Mhm.
He's like the quirkiest of the three.
Yeah.
But it works for me. It all was in the realm of reality, and I just thought like
yeah.
he's an interesting character. He's an interesting cat. He's
Mhm.
like he does comic book stuff. And he's got like a little like puppet thing that he plays around with, and I'm sure like you would do that because it helps you think of ideas
Mhm.
for what you're gonna draw. Like you have to have your character in puppet form and like have him do things and be like, yeah, that's a good comic strip. You know, like it made sense to me. I was like,
He
yeah, this
essentially draws a Chester Cheeto
is
comic
great. Yeah,
book.
yep, for sure.
It was a cool
Yep.
cat. I was like, that's Chester Cheeto. You guys are copyright infringement here.
But he's been even better than his Police Academy work too, which is like that series is crazy. So.
Yeah. So speaking of, like, so you kind of wanted a little timeline of how this fits into his filmography. So
Mhm.
Police Academy films were between 84 and 87, so right up to this film.
Okay.
But within that, you had Cocoon in 85, Short Circuit in 86,
Mhm.
and then this one's 87. So this is
Okay.
kind of like height of Guttenberg.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
this
He's
is
in his
like-
heyday right now.
I think so.
Yep.
And so for him to come in and I agree. I think he rocked this role. I think they all three were actually very well cast in their
Same. Yep.
individual roles.
Agreed.
Granted, you probably could do them a little bit, but I thought he was great.
Yep.
I liked it.
Yep. I thought he was excellent.
He's also in Takes Two in 95, when we said that earlier, but just so you know, he still continues to put out great work.
That movie
even a decade later.
was terrible. I do not recommend it.
Did you ever used to watch any of the Funny or Die stuff from Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gutenberg and him must be buds because he's made a couple of videos for him
okay.
for the Funny and Die thing.
Mhm.
There's one video of Gutenberg streaking in Central Park.
Oh, okay.
Nearly streaking. I don't think he really is streaking, but that's released on there. And then also, he at one point held the Guinness World Record for preparing the most hot dogs in 1 minute.
Oh, for preparing them.
For preparing them, not eating them.
Oh, okay. Like throwing them into a bun, putting mustard on them.
I guess, how do you prepare a hot dog?
Little light onion. Boom, done. Next
Yeah.
one. Did you know that the hot dog competition just happened and that guy who is like the stud hot dog eater? Oh gosh, what's his name? Doesn't matter. But
The guy who's from like
he's like the guy.
yeah, the guy. Is he from like Japan or
No,
China?
no, not that guy.
Oh, okay.
He's American.
Another guy. Okay, an
Yep.
American guy. Okay.
An American guy.
Mhm.
He's like in his 40s now.
Uh-huh.
He came back and did it again, and I
Uh-huh.
think he ate like I think he was in the 70s at one point, and
Uh-huh.
he had dropped down to the 60s when he like retired for a few years,
Sure.
and then he came back, and I think he just topped almost in the 70s again.
Oh god.
Is
It
that
literally
crazy?
makes me want to upchuck.
Yeah.
And today is the day of the hot dog.
Today
you have
is.
To eat, if not
this
today,
is-
when?
This is a celebration of fruit pizza and hot dogs.
That truly is.
Yep.
Another fun fact about Steve Guttenberg before we move on to Ted is that he has a production company called Mr. Kirby Productions.
Mhm.
And it's named after his drama teacher.
Oh, that's
Isn't that
fun.
sweet? So,
Yeah.
even if we never make it big in the business that we're not really trying to make it big in, even if we never do, one of our students might, and they might remember us when we're little people.
How cool would that be? If you saw that your students made a production company.
That's
after you.
like a dream. That would be the dream, just to know that you were a part of someone's
What
life.
if I was a
like
huge
that.
dick though, and I was like, I expect 15% of all profits. If you're gonna use our name, I expect you to.
I didn't sign off on that.
And every thank you at the beginning of every show, we need to be a part of it.
I say, stay in your lane. All right, Ted Danson, also known
Danson.
as Danson.
I've been saying Danza like Ted Danza the whole
like
time.
Tony Danza.
Tony Danza.
His name doppelganger.
Ted Danson.
Common conception. In
Guys, I effed it up. I just would call.
Everybody
I
does.
just call him the guy from Cheers and that show with
Cheers.
Kristen Bell. That's what I. Yeah.
some people call him Tony Danson Cheers, and it's like there's like this like joke, like they're a mixture of each other's names, but you have to say like what show they're in. It's like, who's the boss or Cheers? Which guy are we talking about? Oh, okay.
So wait.
It's Ted Danson,
Danson.
but some people call him Tony Danson,
said Tony
even though that's
Danza.
not his name. Or Ted Danza. Ted Danza would be a combination the other
you
way.
got to stop doing this because I'm gonna keep messing it up. You're confusing me
Ted
in the moment. Danson.
Danson.
Yes.
Danson.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I loved Cheers.
Cheers.
As a kid,
Yeah.
I would stay up and my parents would have it on and I'd be falling asleep and I would watch it. I didn't understand all the jokes.
Did it go over your head? Maybe.
but I loved it. It's like I watched that in Night Court. And I saw a recent couple episodes of Night Court. Shit's dirty.
The old one?
Yeah, the old one from
Yeah.
the 80s. The one lawyer guy is trying to hook up with everybody on the show, and he's like aggressively sexual to everybody. It's like borderline sexual assault. Like, it's crazy.
Oh,
But
gross.
everybody thought it was just the time of their lives.
It was 80s.
And even as a kid, I was like, this show's pretty funny.
This is a good time. I hope this doesn't impact my development.
The adults are laughing, and so am I.
So, yep, he was in Cheers. The years from that are 82 to 93. So this is like smack almost in the middle of his Cheers heyday.
Oh, okay.
That he got this. But from Cheers, Ted had an Emmy, a Globe, People's Choice. He is also great at basketball.
Oh.
So it makes a lot of sense why these guys got together
Sure.
and were good buds.
Yeah.
For all the filming. Other shows that he goes on to do, just for those of you who maybe are not as familiar, he's in a show Becker for a while. He was in Curb Your Enthusiasm, where he plays himself. CSI, The Good Place. He is the record holder for being the most regular in as many TV shows as you can be. I think 12 TV shows he's been a regular in, and that is currently the record holder.
Wow.
Yeah.
So movie career-wise, though, is this like the biggest thing that he does from a movie standpoint? And same with Selleck?
I think so. I wrote down other things, but I don't have any other
But
big
not
movies.
anything else that popped for you, like, oh my gosh, I forgot he's in this crazy big movie.
No, Selleck is mostly like made for TV movies.
Yeah,
He
okay.
did do. I don't know, they were for TV too. There was this. I wasn't familiar with this detective novel series. It was like James something. I don't know. Shoot,
Okay.
I should have written it down.
No,
Anyways,
it's okay. It's not important.
but he did 15 TV movies for it, so
Gotcha.
a lot.
Okay.
Right?
But those TV movies.
But they were TV
yeah,
movies.
Yep. So this is like a theatrical release.
Mhm.
This was the biggest deal that they all did.
I can't think. I know I'm forgetting something. I'm sure he's been in something. He voiced characters a lot of times too, so there's probably something big there.
I feel like you could even argue with Guttenberg. This is his biggest thing. It's
I mean,
like
you
this
say
or
that
Police
over
Academy.
Police Academy?
It's definitely over Short Circuit.
What about Cocoon?
I've never seen Cocoon.
Me neither.
I don't know jack shit about it. So maybe Cocoon's a big deal, but I've never heard it.
I think they would all look at this and think that this was a pretty successful film that they were all a part of.
Yeah.
Which
okay.
we'll get into.
Cool.
Back to Ted though. He did date Whoopi Goldberg for a bit, which
gotcha.
is kind of an
Okay.
interesting couple. A little scandalous backstory. There was a roast for Whoopi going on,
Mm-hmm.
and he had some jokes for it, and he showed up and he was in blackface.
Oh.
Yikes. However, Whoopi came out and defended him and said that she had helped him write some of the jokes and that she was the person who told him who to go to the makeup artist to do the blackface.
Oh, interesting.
And she said it was a social critique. It's like, okay, well, interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. I don't know what was said.
The social
but-
critique thing sounds like an add-on, but I do believe that this was like Whoopi had this idea,
Mm-hmm.
and Ted went along with it. He's like, "You think this will be funny?" He's like, "Oh, it'll be hilarious," and that's how it happened. But
Mm-hmm.
then I think like Whoopi being a black woman, then when she gets like backlash about it. She's like, "It's a social critique."
Yeah, I can say it. I can do
It's
it.
like,
Like,
okay.
don't love
I
it.
don't know about
Also, late 80s, so we'll just
Yeah.
put that under
But
the
I'm not
guise
gonna
of
blame
that.
Ted for that. If Whoopi's the one who came up with the idea and told him to go
She
to this
said
makeup
I could
person,
say it. She
then
told me I could.
I'm not gonna blame him. I'm gonna blame Whoopi. It's her idea.
He was married several times, but his most recent main squeeze that he's been married to is Mary Steenburgen, who is the mom in Elf and the mom in Stepmom.
Oh, yep.
That's
Yep.
just, I think they make a really cute couple.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
Yeah, I like it when men date women who look like they're about the same age as
Mm-hmm.
each other. I appreciate that for movie stars. Their wives aren't like 40 years old while they're 70. It's like, no, like you guys, you're about the same age. That's good.
You know, she's had the old bull. Maybe it's time for her to have the young calf. That's what John C. Reilly says about his stepmom. You know, maybe she comes in someday. I don't remember. He says something about his ball hair. He's like, you know, I'm combing my ball hair, my ball fro or something like that. She's had the old bull. Maybe she wants the young calf. Oh, my God.
Oh my gosh. The one other thing that I'll say about Ted Danson, just to end on a positive note for him, is that he's a really big environmentalist.
Oh, okay.
So that's his kind of like main squeeze. And you've got Tom Selleck with the guns, and Ted Danson with the environment, and Steve, I don't know what Steve does.
Plays with robots.
Plays with robots.
And draws.
Yeah, obviously. The one other person I do want to talk about in this before we just get into favorite scenes and some trivia is the gal who plays the love interest for Tom Selleck.
Yeah, yep.
Her name is Margaret Collin. And
Okay.
Ty, who did you think she was
Well,
when she
I
came
thought
up?
when I first saw her, just in the very first party scene, I thought she was Rizzo.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized very shortly after that is not Rizzo at all. So it was like a quick, no, it's not Rizzo.
It's interesting that you thought that because the more I watched, I thought maybe it could be Rizzo. It's not. So Rizzo is played by a woman named Stockard Channing. And Stockard Channing has done, obviously, Grease, First Wives Club. She's the friend at the very beginning who dies.
Okay.
Practical Magic, West Wing. That's kind of her trajectory. This is Margaret Collin. So Margaret Collin did this. You would recognize her from, very apropos, Independence Day.
Oh, okay. Who is she in Independence Day? She's the wife of the president.
Nope, she's not the wife of the president. She works for the president, though.
She works for the president.
And
though.
she ends up being the ex-wife of
Goldblum.
Jeffrey Goldblum.
The wizard.
The wizard, sure. Yeah, she's that love interest, but she works for the president very closely.
Oh, okay.
She was also in a movie called The Devil's Own, and that looked like that had Brad Pitt and somebody else in it.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Yeah, me neither. She goes on to be in a couple of other films that are closely linked to this. Three Wise Men and a Baby came out in 2022, a Hallmark film.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It follows three brothers who have to take care of a baby over the holidays. Delightful premise.
Sounds terrible.
I think it sounds really great. 85% audience score. on Rotten
Okay,
Tomatoes.
yeah, you can't look at the audience score for a Hallmark movie because nobody else is gonna go to rate it.
I can because there is no critic score. That's all I can look at is the audience score, and it's good. And then there was also Three Wiser Men and a Baby.
Oh, a sequel.
Actually, not a baby. Three Wiser Men and a Boy, excuse me. And this is when the three of them have to help out with the school musical.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, wonderful premise.
Stupid.
I think that's also funny. Three men couldn't put on a school musical. I think about
Yeah.
is that really so gender delineated that that would be funny. I mean, other than it just being
It's not. I'll be honest.
comic.
That's not funny.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what would be funny other than just having something thrown at you last minute, three anybody's having to put on a musical. It would be funny, but the fact that it's three men, that's the piece of it that's so funny.
Hallmark movies just make me mad.
If you want to know more about Hallmark movies, check out our Christmas episodes.
Yep.
We got all kinds of fun dirty deets there.
Absolutely. That's where you want to find out about the Hallmark movies. I watched the best Hallmark movie that could ever be made for me about the Chiefs, and it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Those movies are absolute garbage. I can't believe it.
And that one was not good. Lifetime.
Lifetime.
Lifetime's where it's at, you guys.
Lifetime, I had a good time.
Not a bad time on Lifetime.
Yep. Lifetime was fun. Fun bad. Hallmark, bad.
Just plain old bad. So baby Mary, the little girl, she was played by two babies, two identical twins.
I saw that, twins.
Yeah, Ty, explain to our audience why typically you would want to do that.
Well, because one of them gets fussy, then you can swap them out.
Yep.
They have to sleep. They have
Babies have
also
to sleep.
major union rules.
Yeah, I should have looked it up. I can't remember how long you can film with a baby,
It's
but
probably 6 hours, maybe.
yeah, I think it's even less. I think it's 3 or 4. It's pretty fast, swap in, swap out, swap in, swap out. And you
Yeah.
think setting up scenes and stuff, it's ugh, so much work.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, so that's also why they use two babies. The babies' names are Lisa and Michelle Blair. One of them goes on to do one more film in 1999 called Morella, which is a thriller about a mysterious fire at a genetics lab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
The
Good
other
for them.
one said, nope, that's good.
That's
I
not for me.
I
Yep.
peaked at 87. I'm good to go. They did say that when they were little, it wasn't a big deal being known as the twins from that. But when they became teenagers, people would approach them more. And I thought
What do you mean approach them?
I know. I thought that was really weird. I thought
Like,
what do you
hey.
mean? You can recognize you? Oh, you're the babies.
I saw you naked. I saw you pee all over a table once. Oh, I saw you poop in your diaper a lot.
Yeah.
What are you getting made fun of or having awkward interactions with people about it?
Well, I just think
I think it's more of just
who
hey, I
knows?
heard you were in that
yeah.
3 Men and a Baby movie. I saw
Yeah.
that movie. It was really funny. Like, what weird conversations are you having?
Yeah, I bet it was more probably like their classmates and peers is what that kind of sounds like to me. Like as a child, like other kids wouldn't have watched it and wouldn't have known what that is. But as they become teens, like that fact would get out. Like, oh, did you know that so and so is actually the baby from 3 Men and a Baby? And then like the whole class watches it and they're like, yeah, ha ha ha. So maybe I don't know. I thought it was weird though because you would never recognize them. They're so little.
Here's what I'll say to actors who that's their experience. Wah wah. Sorry.
Wah,
you were in
wah,
a movie.
little
You
baby.
should be ecstatic. And it wasn't even like Never Been Kissed where that little girl had to run around naked and like everybody saw it. It was like pedophilic in nature. You were a baby.
You were a baby.
It was awesome.
A baby.
You were so lucky that you got chosen. So wah, freaking wah.
There is some haunted lore
Ooh.
with this film. So there was a scene, Ty, that I wanted you to look very closely at.
Yes.
The scene was when Ted Danson's mother comes to visit, and in the background, while they're walking around, if you're looking at the window, you see what looks to be a small figure standing in the window.
Yeah, it's like a cutout of Ted Danson, though.
It is, and you figured that out so darn fast. And why did you figure that out so fast?
Because it's in another scene.
Ah.
You see it, and you're like, oh, that's what that thing was that I saw in the background.
Yeah, it's like a cutout. He's got like a top hat on
Yeah,
it.
looks
But
like it was from a play that he did like a long time ago.
It's just far back enough in this scene that you can't quite tell what it is. Like if you didn't see it later,
I
you
still
probably
knew it was
wouldn't
a
know
cutout,
what it was. You knew it was a cutout.
Yeah,
at that
I saw it,
point.
and I was like, oh, yeah, there's a cutout
Yeah.
of something back there.
Yeah, well, some people weren't as astute as you, and they
Oh.
said that there was a rumor that a boy shot himself in the house that was filmed at years ago. But here's the thing. It was filmed in a soundstage
Sure.
in Toronto, so there was no house. There was no haunting.
This sounds like an 80s Gen X Boys Around a Fire story. Like, I see how the originator of this came to be.
Yep. Yeah.
They're like, hey, did you ever hear? This reminds me of when I was at Latchkey.
What's Latchkey?
Latchkey was this thing, it was an after-school program where they locked you into a school. They took us to a different school. We had to be there for so many hours.
Sure.
But while this is the
You couldn't be
place
home alone.
where we made paintings where you blow into the paint and you make bubbles and
Oh,
then you
yeah.
put your paper on.
And you
but
accidentally drank it.
I drank it. You put a straw in my mouth, I'm gonna suck it in. And I did it, and I got paint in my mouth. The high school girls were running it. They thought it was so funny. They thought it was so cute. They're like, here,
they?
let me get that out with my tongue. But no,
No
there
one
was a
said
kid. There was a kid there. And this reminds me a lot of this tale that we're hearing now. He's like, hey, Jeff, Mike, and Ty. Mike and Jeff are my two best buds from when I was younger and still. And they were like, hey, Jeff, Mike, and Ty, come here. Did you know that witches have warts for nipples? And we were like, what? Like, they do. They have warts for nipples. This kid was like 2 grades older than us. We had no choice but to believe what they said was true. We were in 2nd grade. We didn't know. We're
How
like,
could you know either way?
that's crazy. I didn't know that witches have warts for nipples. But it makes sense now. And so it feels like the same thing. Like you're watching this movie in Latchkey, and he's like, Jeff, Mike, Ty, come here.
Come here.
Did you see that figure in the window? This kid shot himself there 2 years before they shot this in this apartment. And we'd be like, oh, cool, wow.
Whoa.
I will spread this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I just recently stopped spreading the witch's wart nipple rumor just a few years ago. I figured it out. I was like, I think that kid was lying to me. But it took until I had 2 grad degrees.
I keep going back to the mic and you keep making me laugh, so I gotta stay away. Amazing. Good. Well, I'm glad that
this
you're
is-
able to do some critical thinking.
This is a
Ask
tale.
the tough questions.
Yeah.
Would that be reasonable? Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
Another fun fact, the director of this is Leonard Nimoy. Do you know who Leonard Nimoy is?
Nope.
You do. You do know who
Star
Leonard Nimoy
Trek.
Yes, he's plays Spock.
Oh.
The original Spock.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So he had actually directed 2 films prior to this.
Yeah.
Star Trek 3,
Uh-huh.
The Search for Spock in 84, and Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home.
Hey, and
86.
of course he did Star Trek 3. He's like, it's all about the
It's
search
all
for
about
me.
I can do it.
So I'm going to direct
I can do it.
Well, I mean, actually, that makes more sense because, like, I'm not probably in the movie very much because they're searching for me. So I'll direct this
So
one.
then I can direct. I'll be behind, and yeah. But that's it. Just those 2 films
Oh.
to directing this one. It feels like a bit of a shift.
Yeah,
I would
for
say,
sure.
as far as
But
what you're directing.
He did pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought it was, I mean, the thing with this is you build the apartment, you kind of get a couple other set pieces, you cast it well, and you let the actors play.
Yeah.
And you could tell that that's kind of the environment that they set up. Some of the stuff was like a little improv-y and maybe like a little bit off the rails. But for the most part, I thought everybody was gelling and working so well together. It was like kind of a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's what a director can do is like cast the right people, hire the right people, and then like step back a little bit and
Yeah.
just like let the magic happen.
Yeah.
Which is what I love to do. I can be very hands off. It's like, no, I don't need to give you notes. It was great. Keep doing that. Do it again.
We could use some notes.
But he actually, just a fun fact about Leonard is he created the Volcom nerve pinch.
Yeah, yep.
They actually wanted his like ender to be like hitting somebody with the butt of like his like taser gun or whatever, like much like you would in any action film. But he was like, no. Spock is like so much more sophisticated. Like he probably has like read up on like anatomies of different like
Sure.
species and things like
Yeah.
that. So like let's have him do something different. And so he and William Shatner actually took it into like the director's office and like showed them like what it would look like. And I've never watched it, but I'm assuming like it's like a pinch to like the shoulder
Yeah,
or something.
yep, that's right.
And he said like the only reason that it worked is because Shatner just like sold the shit out of it and just acted his little heart out, and so like he's very grateful to him for helping him create the Vulcan nerve pinch.
Nice. Cool.
He was afraid to work with babies, obviously.
Everybody's afraid to work with babies.
Yeah, big payoff, high payoff. Babies,
Absolutely.
kids, and dogs.
Dogs,
Huge payoff in the film world.
Yep.
But very scary to work with.
Absolutely.
Because you never know what you're going to get. Are they going to laugh on cue? Are they going to giggle? Are they going to poop, pee, cry? Like, what are we doing here?
We did kids and dogs on our last short.
Yeah.
And I thought it went really well.
It did went really well, and I think it went really well. It went well, and I think it will pay off. But
Yeah.
it was a little nerve-wracking going in with all that.
And guess what? Rach was not really worried about the 3 different kids that we were going to be dealing with.
No,
well,
God,
kind
no.
of 2.
No,
But
not really.
she was worried about our dog, who is really well behaved, but who can sometimes ruin a shot.
she was going to be on set the whole day, and I thought, oh, man, someone is going to have to take care of this dog while we're doing our thing. Like,
It
I
was
can't just, like,
fine.
and it was
fine.
great because there was, like, what we ended up doing is one of our actresses, while we were setting the shot up, because it takes a while, as you know, we were like,
Just
hey,
walks around the
so-and-so,
park.
you guys want to take the pup for a little walk? And then she just ran and ran and ran, and it was great. And then they were both tired in time for their shot.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's the key, is have them both
Mm-hmm.
and have them play with each other while you adults are working. All right, let's talk about some favorite scenes or favorite moments
sure.
from it. Some favorite spots that you have you want to jump to.
Okay. So, I love when they're trying to figure out how to entertain a baby.
Yeah.
I think that's really funny. Like, they don't know what to do.
Yeah, what's
And
the
there's
humor?
a moment where Guttenberg's like, oh, I don't know, you like a hairy chest? Look at that hairy chest right there. It's like, I don't know what you do.
Look, Japanese origami, almost with a hand. It's a bird, it's a bird. No, huh? I'm getting a headache, you're giving me a headache. How about this? How about this? Look at this. Look at a hairy chest. You like that? You like that? You want one of these?
I had to do this once where I was trying to entertain with Cullum and I, my brother-in-law. We were trying to entertain Artie, our nephew, the first baby out of the group on your side. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. He was actually really good. Like, Cullum knew, like, he had like some basic ideas about like things to build and stuff.
Yeah.
I literally was at a complete loss. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. We went down there. The baby was crying, and we had our flashlights on our phone, and they were like uplit. And we were like, "Hey, Artie, are you okay?" And we opened the tent, and so he sees like you're under a campfire. Like, let me tell
Horrifying.
you a scary story from Are You Afraid of the Dark? And so he starts screaming. We're like, "Oh, he's too hot. He wants his pajamas off. He's trying to like rip his clothes off." So we take his pajamas off, and then he's like shaking, and he's like crying again. We're like, oh, he's cold. He wants the jams back on. So we put the jams back on. We're like, he wants the lights all the way on. We turn the lights all the way on. He starts crying and like trying to hide behind a pillow. Like, no, let's turn him back off. And so we're trying everything. And it's like everything we try is upsetting him. It's like it calms down or like upsets him more. And so it's just trying to figure out our way. What are we going to do? Eventually we got him out. We got him playing on like one of those mats with the roads all over it with cars.
Sure.
And we made like a bunch of,
good.
we tore all the couch cushions off and we made like a little ramp for him to crawl up and down and stuff. And that's how we survived the day. But it was a disaster. And I felt like when they were trying to entertain the baby, I was like, that's what I was saying.
That's
it's
what
real.
It feels like. That's
I
so
know,
real.
I know there's like this image that like, guys, we're smarter than we used to be. Like, we're better now or whatever. No, we're not. We're not, guys. If I threw 20-year-old boys who think that they know a lot about babies, if I threw a baby at your doorstep and you're in college right now, you would be a disaster, a shit show. And it would look a lot like what we saw at the beginning of this movie. I actually thought these guys figured it out earlier than most people would have. The amount of crying that the baby had, it did stress me out at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Did you feel it too?
I think you're supposed to. I think that's the idea. You're supposed to feel the stress of like this baby's, and I always feel that in movies when babies cry for too long. It's like, oh God, somebody stop that baby from crying. What are you doing?
I love the diaper bit. We already talked about that. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, big diaper goes on. She's rolling around. He's like, well, she's going crazy. Hold her. He rips the tape off of it. He takes the tape from one diaper and puts it on another.
Yeah, he's like, I'm an architect. I can figure this out. But I love when they start sounding, when it starts with Selleck and Guttenberg, when they start sounding like parents, and it starts coming out in like weird ways, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
Where like they'll just say things like they learned things about her, and they'll be like, well, you got to do this because then this happens. Like, did you do this or whatever? Like, no, I forgot. Well, why don't you bring the baby powder in with you? It's like, it's just over in the hallway. It's like, yeah, but you should be here right now. It's just like little spats.
Little hacks.
They sound like a mom and dad arguing, and they kind of split it's not gendered. It's like they're both taking on both roles, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
To watch
They're co-parenting.
They're co-parenting, and then when Danson comes back, and he's like the actual dad.
Yeah.
And then when they're watching him be a dad, you know, they want to like say goodbye to this whole like responsibility, but they can't disconnect. And so they go to a theater and they're calling and what's his name? Selleck is trying to call Danson, and Danson's in the shower with the baby because he doesn't know what else to do with the baby, and he needs a shower, and he's not answering though, and they freak out. They're like, oh no, what happened to the baby? And so they run home. They're like, why didn't you answer? Why? Where were you? What was going on?
Why didn't you just pick up the phone?
It was so charming because you watch them like get more and more attached to this baby, and then it's like they're almost jealous that it's Danson's at that point, but at the same time they're like he's also connecting with the baby, and you can tell they're appreciating that he's getting closer with his own child, and so all of that evolution I just absolutely loved. And it was subtle. And it just kept growing. And part of it was in the script, and some of it was just in like reactions to things that the actors were doing. And I just thought it was brilliantly done.
Yeah. Yeah, I love, like I said earlier, like more of the dads and the baby stuff. That was my favorite part of it. Like, I love the bath time, the first time they give her a bath, and like they're washing her off, and Guttenberg's got like a little turkey baster. So it's like, you're going to have to get in where the poop was at some point. He's like, just squirts her from afar.
And there's like
so
some baby lotion. And he's like, no, that you put the lotion on after. And he goes, it won't hurt to just do a little bit now. And he squeezes it into the water and stuff. It's so funny. All their reactions to things are just hilarious.
All right, let's put out a little bit.
There we go.
Okay. This is for moisturizing and...
Don't use the baby lotion now.
Well, it
lotion.
says prevents chapping
Just
and chafing.
wash the baby.
We should put some in there anyway. Just to sort of make sure she's not...
The song is amazing. You sing a little bit of the song for
Oh,
us
at the
already.
beginning, yeah, when they do that. That's so cute.
When the three boys are singing the song, we watched Friendship earlier this year. To watch a group of dudes break out into song is really
It's a
funny
real treat.
It's a treat. And what I'll say is it does happen.
More than we think it does?
When a group of guys are all together, they might start singing a song randomly out of the blue.
Really?
It does happen.
Oh, wow. That's
Yep.
cool. Again, I only thought it was in movies.
No, that's
real life, huh?
Yeah, that is real life. Yep.
Do 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 do. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Do 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 do. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Is it also real life to like read a baby like a boxing match, but like to read it like a bedtime story?
I loved it.
thought
It
that was
gave
so
me
funny.
ideas. I was like, yeah, you can still read comics and stuff while you're holding the baby. And it'd be like,
Just read
and
them out loud.
And Peter Parker said, I'm not going to let you kill my Aunt May, Green Goblin. Like, like you can make that happen.
I thought it was so sweet. And then you know that they make it like Tom Selleck is like the most attached to baby, especially before Ted gets back. And like part of the story is that they have to protect baby because maybe the drug people are going to come back and steal the baby.
Okay, can we talk about the drug stuff? Is it
Yes,
time to talk about the drug
but
stuff?
I did want to say that like one of the pieces that you know that he gets so attached to babies, like he falls asleep and he literally like puts his hand like and like holds the baby's hand
he
while
holds
falls
the
asleep.
baby. Yeah, it's
That
so
was so cute.
I actually really loved how sad everybody was when mom came back and takes the baby and says she's going back to London.
Yep.
And there's this moment, I thought it was a brilliant choice, where Ted Danson, he's talking about like how he feels or whatever, and he clutches his heart.
Yeah.
It's like his heart which, I mean, having lost a child, your heart physically hurts. You feel that pain. And he grabs this physicalization of grabbing the heart. I found it so brilliant of a choice. And he just keeps like touching his heart and like his chest area. And I was like, yeah, your heart literally hurts right now. It's aching. And just that whole realization about how much they all love the baby, but they know they can't make this choice for Ted.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so well done.
Yeah, it's like the other two are kind of helping him word what he is feeling. Like, yeah, like, is it something you ate? It's like, no, it's not something I ate. I don't know. What's this feeling? Like, because he's a little emotionally stunted, and I think it kind of helps, like,
Well, he's like the guy who porks everybody,
his
He's
heart
like,
grow 3 sizes that
yeah,
day.
for sure.
And they're like, oh, finally, you said it. Let's go. Let's
Yep.
get to the airport.
That part made me cry.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, when he's like talking
Aw.
about like his feelings and like how he's like coming to terms with how he feels,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized it's because that happened to me.
Yeah.
Like I think I've said this on this podcast before, but like throughout my 20s, I didn't really want to have a kid.
Yeah.
I like was a selfish actor, and I had like too many selfish hobbies that I was like, no, this is just what my life is. I was always thinking about legacy and stuff, like what is my impression on the world, and I thought it was going to be through art, like telling stories, creating art, being a theatrical performer. Like, is it like get to the highest level? Is it to make a company? Like, what do I want to do to leave my impression on this planet? And it took me until I was in the MFA at one point, and it probably was towards the end of the MFA where I just realized, like, no, my legacy has nothing to do with, like, telling stories or being an artist. That is a part of me. That's part of my identity.
Yeah.
But
so
it's
valid.
being a dad. Like, the legacy is the children that you have and that you love them and they grow up, and then, like, that's the legacy. And they continue it. And it's having offspring. It's having, like, children that love you and you love them unconditionally. And so watching him go through that moment reminded me of going through that moment. And I don't know when it happened for me, but like the clutching of the heart, it's like at some point I just started clutching my heart and being like, something is missing. I need to have a child. Like, I love the idea of being a father, and it comes upon you so suddenly and you don't know what's even happening. You're like,
yeah, it's like you're
how
ready.
did this happen?
You're over ready for it now. Now it's like, now I should have been it already.
Yeah.
Now I'm wanting it so
I
bad.
think it was COVID.
Yeah.
It was COVID summer, or maybe a little bit later than that. It was like around then I was like, I am called to be a father. Like that, everything changed.
Yeah.
It's like theater, film, all this stuff is important, but it's not the most important. The most important now is family.
Yeah.
It was a total like renegotiation of a lot of things. I don't know, it was wild.
Yeah.
So watching them do it had like pulled a major heartstring for me.
I did feel like prior to watching this, I did say, like, I don't know if this is going to be triggering or not. It might be a little bit. I had maybe had ideas or hopes and wishes as to where we would be at in our own journey at this point.
Yep.
So I was thinking that this episode was maybe going to be a fun opportunity, how it would time out wise, to give some like exciting news. And we don't have like the big exciting news.
No,
but,
we do not.
But we're still on our personal journey. And we'll get back to that in a little bit. I think we want to save that for the end. Or do you want to talk about it?
We'll just go into the end. So if you're not interested and you just want to know about movie facts, you can cut out early. But
Yeah.
we'll give you a little update on fertility stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was interesting seeing. It reminded me of Bachelor Ty turning into Daddy Ty.
Yeah. Daddy time. You want to talk about drugs now?
Let's talk about Reagan's war on drugs. Heroin coming into the country. We've got to stop it.
I like how it was heroin too.
Yeah,
It's very
I thought it was
serious.
cocaine at first. I was like, oh, it's just party drug. It's fine. But no, it's heroin. It's the good stuff. It's the real bad
The
shit.
good stuff.
Yep. Worst drug on the planet.
Yeah, I understood that you needed to have something to like raise the stakes, but every time that we had anything drug related, I just always wanted to get back to the baby story. So I don't know how you do it in a way that's better. But
I absolutely hated it.
yeah,
It dragged down the whole movie for me.
yeah.
Like, and I'm talking about like a Rotten Tomatoes score swing. I'll get into like what it was. Like, it was a pretty
Oh.
significant drop.
Gotcha.
The crime stuff was absolutely such a drag on this movie. I didn't want it. I know you have to have a conflict, but I think there's other conflicts that could have been available to you. And they chose to do the stupid drug plot line. And every time that the drugs were being talked about, the baby was usually off screen. Or the baby was relegated to being a prop that
Yeah.
somebody's holding, which has drugs, like in the
Sure.
diaper, or like, I don't know, something where like baby's gonna be in the back seat while we figure out this drug problem. I was so happy that it wasn't the end of the movie though, that it got resolved.
Yeah.
That it actually gets
me too.
resolved with like another probably 20 minutes to a half hour left.
Yeah.
I was like, thank God, because if it wrapped up like 10 minutes after drug sequence, I was gonna be like, they effed this movie.
Yeah.
Like there's a beautiful movie in here that you effed up, but they actually found their way back to the beautiful movie. We just have this like second act, especially, that is like absolute garbage. But the first act and the third act, with a little bit of drug stuff in those two, but
Once
like
you get
those,
past that,
but those two acts are tremendous.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I don't know what, or if you just raise the stakes of what the story is, because I think three men inheriting a baby out of nowhere, I think those are pretty high stakes.
To me,
Like,
that's
can't we
the conflict.
Can't we stay in
is
that?
how can three men negotiate with themselves how they're going to become dads?
Yeah.
That's the fun.
Yeah.
The fun isn't to watch them navigate through drugs and crime, organized crime versus police officers and detectives and stuff. It's not crime. We don't give a shit about that.
We want more babies.
It was such a miss. Yeah, I was so bummed about this. I just kept being like, why? Why are you doing this?
Other favorite moments and scenes. Personally, I love, and what I remembered almost most about this was their apartment. And like when they come into like the foyer, so the elevator comes up and you've got like this like, I guess it's a foyer room.
Yeah.
It's all painted in like a cartoon style vibe. It's
I
like
like
the three
it.
men, and it's like them on the town in New York, and then at the end, then they add the baby and the mom to the picture. So I love it. The layout of the apartment is wild. It doesn't
It
really
is.
make any sense
It
to
makes
me.
0%
It's a maze. There's a
sense.
lot of unused space. It doesn't
Yep.
make. I understand why they're paying $3,000 a month, because it's like, where are you? This like
Yep.
factory. It's huge.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
a bizarre place.
And very 80s. Like the style and everything is
Yup.
like solidly in 87. Like the best of 87 is in this film as far as like style goes.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Yup.
You think it's a cartoon. I love the beginning. The boys will be boys, bad boys.
Yep.
That's playing while
That's
they're
a
all
fun
like,
song,
it's
for
a
sure.
fun song. We don't love the message of the phrase, but the song is great. The song is a good time. 1980s.
No, and it sets you up into like who these boys are, though.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Yeah.
like them kind of like, gallivanting around town, being
Yeah,
the
they're like-
ladies' men bachelors that they
The
are.
whole beginning is
Yeah.
just like a bunch of painting and then a bunch of hooking up with girls.
Yeah.
Like that's all the whole intro credits are all about.
I also really loved the birthday party scene at
Yeah.
the beginning.
Uh-huh.
So again, there you've got like Gloria Estefan playing in the background.
Yep,
I
yep.
think it's do the conga, something like that. And I just thought, like, watching this, what a time to be alive. Like,
Their parties look so fun.
the parties look great. They had like it catered in, so and it's obviously it's in their palatial palace of an apartment.
Yep.
It looks great. They've got like live music at this birthday party that they're hosting at their house. Like, it was the golden age, 87. That must be what people are referring to when they want to like get back to a certain time.
The
It
hair
must be 87.
was not cool. The hair was goofy AF.
The hair was ridiculous.
The style I kind of dug. Some weird shit going on, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Like some of the didn't Danson wear like the biggest shirt ever and he looked like a pirate?
He looks like
in
a
one scene?
pirate
Like,
90%
it was a
of
blue
it.
shirt.
And I can't tell half the time if it's a costume that he's wearing or like a Shakespeare top. Like, what are we doing?
Here's a part of that I loved is when he's rehearsing, when they're all like taking the baby to work with them.
Yep.
And there's one moment where Danson's rehearsing for a play.
Yeah.
And the scene is really funny. He's like, it must be like a murder mystery thing or whatever. And he's like, I'm gonna see you in Switzerland, you bitch, or something like that. It's like, oh gosh, what's this line? But you see him, he's acting with his scene partner, and then they trade positions on the stage, and he walks up, and then he shifts his weight, and so now he's like turned away from the camera, and the baby's on his back, and it's really funny. It's like, oh, that's awesome. I love this idea of the baby is a part of your life.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got like a little hard hat when she goes with Dad's Tom Selleck to his architecture job. It's fucking cute. Look at them make it work. They're all making it work. I love it.
They are. They are.
Is there anything that you think baby-wise you're going to be really good at? Like a weird like skill that you're like, I'm probably going to be excellent at putting bottles together, or I'm going to be really good at what?
Yeah, I think
Surprisingly.
I think I'll be really bottles might be a good one because of like the baking kind of amount of formula,
Measure,
liquid,
mix.
heated up kind of thing. I think I would be good at that part. I also think at the end of the night I like a clean kitchen. And so like I could see like cleanup and stuff, and you're like, all right, I'm exhausted, I'm going to bed, and I stay downstairs and I clean everything.
A little tidy up.
Yep, and do a tidy up. So I think that would be a successful thing too. I don't think I'm gonna be good at diaper stuff right off the bat. I think that I'll get used to it
Yeah.
eventually, but I think it's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve.
I think the learning curve won't be there. I think I'm going to be bad at it in the sense that like my gag reflex.
Yeah, want to puke.
I feel like that's going to be bad, and it's going to take time to like harness that. And that's honestly my big fear is that like I can't handle.
I'm not worried about
blowouts.
I was gonna say I'm not worried about normal poos, but for you, so we just did our popcorn ceilings, right? And dust goes everywhere, and like it creates kind of a mess. And Rach does not do well when a mess continues to exacerbate itself, like when
Sure.
it gets bigger.
Yeah.
And blowouts are messes that exponentially get larger.
Sure.
Oh my God, there's poop over here. When
Poop
was she over here?
everywhere.
I don't know.
Poop on the walls.
Yeah, and it just keeps, and then you're spreading, and you're like, you're spreading the poop. You're spreading the poop. I can just see you freaking out during blowout season.
Yeah. Oh, the season.
Oh, it's a season of life.
Oh, sure.
For
I
sure.
guess. Yeah, you're right. Blowout season. The season of blowouts. This film did help greenlight many more family-friendly comedies, ones that had males as caregivers. So we talked
Problem
about.
Child.
I don't know that one. Does that one have a guy as the?
Yeah,
main
it's like a husband-wife
focus?
duo, and they take on a foster kid who's really naughty.
Oh, this is more about like males being the primary caregiver.
Oh.
Is that the case in that one?
Sure. I mean, I remember the dad more than the mom.
Oh, okay, yeah. Also like Look Who's Talking, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, sure,
Things
yep.
like that came after the fact.
Would Kindergarten Cop count or not? Kindergarten Cop is excellent.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think the idea around comedy and kids, like, if it didn't pave the way for it, people like saw the formula and like, oh, that's funny. Men and kids are funny. Men and babies are funny.
You quote Kindergarten Cop sometimes.
I probably do, yeah. Who's your daddy and what does he do? I believe that's my big one.
Yeah.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
My mom says my dad's a sex machine. Isn't that from that movie?
I don't know. I don't say that.
I
I've
think
never
that's from
quoted.
Kindergarten.
This did have a sequel, so Three Men and a Little Lady.
Yep, I saw that.
1990, that got a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, audience score 43%. So
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a clue, it's a little bit lower than
Yeah.
this one. But a part of that might have been when it opened. It opened second behind Home Alone.
Oh,
Another
wow.
fun adventure kids
Yep.
movie. In that one, guess what that story's about?
Hmm.
So we've got a little gal. She's 5 years old now.
Yep.
We have the whole family. Everyone's still living together. Original cast. They're all. Oh, we didn't say this. At the end of the movie, when the
mom moves in.
she wants to like go. They're like, "No, you move in here with the baby. Let's all just live together."
I love it because Tom Selleck is like, I don't want to just be the babysitter.
Mhm.
I want to be a part of her life. Like,
Yeah.
he wants to be the uncle, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and so he convinces her to move in.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, this is so sweet. This is just the sweetest. This is just sugary sweet, baby. This is what Hallmark's supposed to be.
Yeah. They're like, "What? You want me to move in here?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm an architect. I'll build you a room. It's fine." Like, yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, they have weird ass rooms, so that's
they could
fine.
probably afford to put the foosball table somewhere else.
Yeah,
and make,
yep.
and make a room.
He
You're
has
right.
he has
There's
his own.
space.
They each have their own office, I think. No, maybe Guttenberg doesn't, but Selleck does have
yeah,
an office.
he's got an office in there.
That's
as well.
probably gonna be where she lives.
This fucking crazy house.
Yeah.
So in this story, what ends up happening is that Peter, Tom Selleck, ends up falling in love with the mom, Mary's mom, Sylvia.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
we start to see that there's like some relationship there.
And
but
Danson's okay with that?
I guess so. They're just a one night stand situation.
Yeah.
She said he's a great father, but he'd make a terrible husband.
Oh.
Ted Danson.
Oh, okay.
But she actually ends up being engaged to this like English director who again wants her to move to England, and take Mary with her. And so that's going to be the story plot for a while. And then they find out that this English guy doesn't really want to have Mary around, and he wants to send her to like a boarding school once they're
okay.
married. And so it's this whole thing where, of course, they have to go to England, break up the wedding, all the
one of those.
shenanigans.
Okay.
One of those ones where then he confesses his
Like
love.
Wayne's World 2.
Sure.
Have you ever seen Wayne's World 2?
Yeah, probably someday.
Probably.
Probably.
Have you seen it or not? Because
I-
if you haven't seen it, it's going on the list. Have you seen Wayne's World 1?
Wayne's World. I think I've seen Wayne's World 2
Rob Lowe.
over Wayne's World 1 more. Is that normal?
Wait, Christopher Walken or Rob Lowe?
Walking.
Okay, you've seen 2 then.
I think I've seen 2 more than I've
Two?
seen 1.
Hit at a time in our childhood that it makes sense you've seen 2 more.
Yeah.
That man's a dead man.
Yeah, I don't know why that sticks out to me way more. And I think it's 1, but it's actually 2.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm missing 1.
2 has some amazing moments.
Does it?
Yeah. 1, I think, is what most people would say is their favorite. But 2 hit at a time in our childhood. I think 2 is my favorite out of those 2.
The actress who plays Little Mary when she's 5 years old, her name is Robin Weissman. She goes on to do a movie called Thunder in Paradise with, do you know what that is?
Yeah, of course I do.
Well,
Tom Cruise.
Oh,
wait, no, I'm thinking
not
of
this one.
No, Thunder in Paradise. I was thinking of what's the Thunder movie? That's the race car one with Tom Cruise.
Oh, Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
It's not
yeah.
Days of Thunder. No, this is 93.
Thunder's in Paradise.
Thunder in Paradise.
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah. She's in a movie with Hulk
Oh.
Hogan. I wouldn't have brought it up other than the fact that it was Hulk Hogan. I thought that was
Wow.
that was fun. Then I could do my impression.
Listen to your brother.
Listen to your brother. In 2010, there was an idea that they were going to do 3 Men and a Bride, and it was in development.
Oh, okay.
However, and all 3 were on
Same
board.
3?
Same 3.
That'd be fun.
If they said that they would do it if the script was decent, they all wanted to come back and do it because
Yeah.
they love this film.
It seems like a good streaming movie. Like
does.
Netflix, Prime,
Yeah.
Hulu movie. That would make a lot of sense for this.
It really
Make
would
a
have.
streaming movie of these 3 coming back and giving her away on
I
her
know,
wedding
but
day.
now this was in 2010, so
yeah,
this was
they're too old now.
now
probably.
they're like I think Selleck's probably like 80.
Now it's like 3 men and a granddaughter.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah,
honestly where they are now.
grandbaby. We talked about Zac Efron. He was going to be in a remake of it
Mm-hmm.
in 2020. Now Guttenberg was very much against it being a remake because he said like people don't want to see a remake of this. They want to see the sequel. The sequel will be much more interesting than just rehashing it because he also was along the
Yeah.
lines of like, you know, it was a different time when we made that the first time. You're not going to have like the same bits of humor as you would. So he's actually not pro remake and pro men are stupider.
If you got 3 great dudes, I think you could still pull this off.
He had good writing behind it.
It
I
all
think.
comes, the writing and the dudes are so important. And if you don't have the 3 dudes, you got to just stop it. Or if the script doesn't get there, you just got to stop it. Don't push it through.
Yeah. He also says that having it be a sequel versus a remake reminds audiences of a better time, and then you could always come back to that time.
Yeah, but you're not going to get a new audience with that approach.
Probably. Yeah, that's true.
If you do the Zac Efron approach, you're going to get a new audience. You're going to get like more millennials and Gen Z watching it. But if you do what they're doing, you're only going to get Gen X and boomers and maybe a few millennials who kind of remember it.
Yeah.
But so it does limit your audience.
Yeah, I would say your millennials now are probably going to be more prone to watch the 2012 Freeform series Baby Daddy, which had 6 seasons.
Oh, okay.
And had a similar premise in the sense that the dad now is the sole custody of the baby girl and has to raise it with his friends and his mom, who he all lives with together.
Oh, Freeform.
Freeform.
There's a lot of
6 seasons,
There's
though.
a lot of shit on Freeform.
There was. This is in 2012.
I don't mean it's shit like it's all bad, but there's just a lot of TV shows on Freeform.
There's a lot to suss through there.
Yep.
All right, budget. Budget for this was $11 million.
Okay.
Opening weekend in the U.S., which was end of November in '87.
I like that it would be like around Christmas time.
It's a family movie,
Yeah.
especially at that time.
That
I
makes
think.
a ton of sense.
It made $10 million. Its opening weekend
Almost made its budget back.
Almost made its budget back in the first week. Do you want to guess what the worldwide overall for this is?
90 mil.
More.
130 mil.
More.
170 mil.
$240 million.
Whoa.
It's obscene.
At how much? $9 million budget?
11.
11.
$11
Oh
million
my
budget.
gosh, what a smash.
Yeah. Highest grossing film of 1987.
Whoa, it was the highest grosser?
Highest grossing.
So this
of
is definitely those three's biggest movie.
For sure. And you want to know what else happened in 87?
Yeah.
You've got Beverly Hills Cop 2, Fatal Attraction,
Whoa.
The Untouchables, Princess Bride, Dirty Dancing, RoboCop,
Oh my
Lethal Weapon. It beat
gosh.
all of those.
It beat Lethal Weapon?
It's not even close.
It beat Die Hard then too? Because those came out the same year, didn't they?
I don't have Die Hard on this list, so maybe it might have been
that
just
was
on the other
next year.
side.
That's wild.
Mhm.
That's a wild collection of movies for this to be the highest grosser
Yeah.
film.
This was Disney's highest grossing film until 90 when they made Pretty
Wait,
Woman.
this is a Disney movie?
It's
I know
Disney.
it's on Disney Plus. I figured they acquired the
It is
studio who
Disney.
first made it. Disney actually
This is
released
Disney's.
it. Wow.
Yeah.
These are
I
some
know.
shockers.
I know. Wild and crazy. So, yeah, a lot of money. It made sense why they wanted to make it into like a sequel. It makes sense why there was a trequel. What do you call the third in it?
I don't know. I just call it the trilogy, but
Trilogy, but what would the third one be called?
trequel's cool.
Sequel, trequel.
Yeah, I like it. I think that's awesome.
Turtle.
Turkle?
Turtle. Reviews. Ready?
Yep.
On this one, gosh, I'm so nervous.
I
now.
told Rach,
I'm literally
I was
sweating
like, you got to
now.
practice your reviews.
No, I
Because
didn't.
lately you've
Babe,
been like,
I did not.
So Sandra H from Beverly Hills says
I know what I do. I
Get
know
in the
what I
mode.
do.
Get in the mode, Rach. Do your reviews.
All right, here's the first one. The French got away with the obvious plotting because they knew what to. Oh, dang it, you got me!
Here,
I'm
put on-
going too fast.
No,
I'm going
Rach,
too fast.
Think about it like you're a character. Like, I'm the review movie
Good
guy.
call. All right. The French got away with the obvious plotting because they knew what point to leave a joke alone. Unfortunately, the Americans push everything too far, and all they get for their pains is a very expensive sitcom. Montreal Gazette.
That review was very good. You did
You're a great director.
excellent. Put on a character. Don't you ever notice whenever I do reviews, I get really close to the mic and I drop it down.
All right. What do you think about this one?
Okay.
A certified blockbuster. Miami Herald.
I agree more with the latter than the former.
All right. Now, this one, my awkwardness is going to help. I'm going to read this verbatim.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to want to die.
I love when you do this.
Okay.
This is a user review, I'm assuming. And when Rach does your choppiness is perfect for these. So this is exciting.
Yep. All right.
Can
here
you
we go.
can you capture a voice though for them? Like make them sound like something?
I'm afraid to do that
Do
because
a-
this might be an English as a second language situation.
Okay.
All right. I'll just read it. It'll come through.
Okay.
When I agreed to do comedy films, Three Men and a Baby is one of the films I were looking the least forward to reviewing. Okay, the least, well, we'll get to that one later. Okay, guys, I know my mom liked it and says it's a good film, but for me, I was crying my tears just looking at the baby. You know why? Because I love babies, plural. They're so cute. But it has some funny scenes in it. That's right, it stars Tom Selleck, that crazy Steve Guttenberg, and last but not least, Ted Danson. What else can I say? I like it. I just hope I don't cry all the way through the film. Jack T.
Jack, excellent review.
Don't you agree?
You didn't say anything out of line. That's for sure.
I'm crying my tears just looking at the baby.
I understand. The baby is so cute. They picked a cute baby too, by the way.
The baby
she
was
reminded
cute.
me a little bit like our niece Chloe.
Oh,
A little bit. I
yeah,
got
I
a little
could see
Chloe
that.
vibes, but yeah, she's a cutie.
Yeah, they had some great baby sounds too coming in and out.
Yeah.
Who knows when the baby made those sounds? but cute
Sometimes
stuff.
I caught them like having a lot of crying from the baby, but the baby had its mouth closed and was obviously not crying. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that's very piped in.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're actually doing good. You are soothing that baby. I know, like, she still, like, technically sounds like she's crying, but whatever you're doing, Steve Guttenberg, it's
It's
working
really good,
because she's
actually.
just, like, wide-eyed looking at you like, oh. All right, critics' consensus. Like the French farce it's based on, Three Men and a Baby is too self-satisfied with scatological humor.
Scatological.
What the heck kind of word is that?
I don't know.
Who are these reviews? With scatological humor to qualify as a bundle of joy. But the role of makeshift daddy brings out the best in Tom Selleck.
Mm-hmm.
Rotten Tomatoes, 67.
Okay.
Audience, 48.
Wow.
I'm
low
so
audience
surprised
score.
by this.
This feels like a lot of people going back in revisionist history. It obviously was the top grosser of that year.
Yeah, you
so
loved
people
it. Don't
liked
pretend
it.
like you didn't love
the
it at
public
the time.
loved it
You were
when it
screaming
came out.
for more.
And I think they're like now going back like in the 2000s and reviewing it again, like some of the public.
Sure.
And probably having issues with it.
Yeah, they're like, this is like, it's so offensive to men. Men take care of babies. Like, I know they do, but this is individual to these characters.
They
these men
are
don't.
forever bachelors.
There's
They
a
don't know
difference.
they've never looked at a baby before.
You could do it with women. You just have to like have that in the character story. They don't
Yeah.
have sisters. They've never babysat. Like you can do it. They're just forever like not children people.
For sure.
Like, that's okay. People can exist outside. I'm getting heated for this. I don't know why
It's
I'm
just
getting
as
so
hot
heated.
in the studio closet right
Yeah,
now.
that could be a part of it. Yeah. Go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. When the three men are hanging with the baby, this movie is tops. When the dads help Reagan with his war on drugs and the baby stays in the back seat, it's a stinker. 75%. This, if it didn't have the war on drugs part, would have been like high 80s.
Oh wow.
Around Clueless My Girl range.
Excellent company up there.
Loved this movie besides the drug stuff.
Yeah.
It drags it all down. But
Yep.
75%, I still had a great time.
That's really high.
I still feel like emotionally connected to the film.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of the girl dad stuff obviously is going to play a factor.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think it's a charming film.
Mm-hmm.
I think people should go see it. I think it's great.
Go see it on your TV at home because you can't see it anywhere except at home.
Yeah.
You can stream
You
it.
can see it on Disney Plus for free if you have Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
If you don't, you'll have to rent it.
Mhm.
But that's fine.
I had this at a 60%, so mine was a bit more of like a amalgamation of like what I didn't like and what I did like, and
Sure.
I just averaged it. So 60,
Yeah.
which is just under The Shining and above Save the Last Dance.
Nice.
Also, wonderful company. I wanted to make sure it was fresh. It is fresh,
Yeah.
but just barely.
It's the war on drugs, right?
yeah,
for you?
it's that whole bit just doesn't
Like if you
seem
take that out
interesting
and then just like
to me.
imagine they have like a nice continuing build towards mom coming back
Mm-hmm.
and that's the big culminating moment. How much better do you think this movie is?
I think it's much better.
I do too.
I
think it goes up like
found
almost
myself
20%.
so bored and like disenchanted with the drug story.
Yeah.
I just really wanted to get back to the baby bits.
Yeah, I kept thinking like this isn't quite a 90%er. This is probably like a 80 to 89%. It's like in the 80s.
Mhm.
If they took out the drug shit,
Yeah.
it's a really good movie.
Yeah. I
So
think
just like stumble your way through that.
I think
you'll be fine.
we may also be very baby crazy.
We
though.
are.
I
definitely.
think that's our
I
season
admit it.
of life.
I'm very baby crazy.
We also want a baby just to show up on our front porch at any point. And
I
be like,
give-
hey, this baby's for you. I'm like, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a hypothetical.
Okay.
So it's
I'm not gonna steal a baby.
No. It's too, it's too late for this conversation. But let's like reorient our marriage. Let's say we just
okay.
got married
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, like after COVID.
Okay.
We got married we got together around that time too.
Okay. I'm there. Go ahead.
And then I had sex with somebody.
Oh,
And
okay.
a baby showed up on our door.
Oh, yeah.
After we were married, not a baby necessarily, but like a 2-year-old or something.
Yeah, but like a pre
Yeah.
us.
Would you be excited about it?
Lots of feelings at the same time.
Sure.
But one of those feelings would be excitement. I would be excited
I
in
think
there.
right
I would
now-
also be like shocked and surprised and like, but it's also hard because I wouldn't know at this time that you and I would struggle so much. And
Sure.
so I'd be like, well, how does this play into our family? Now, like,
Okay.
my perfect little picture of a family is getting all messy. But
Mhm.
at this point, I am savvy to know in this future self that like it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
don't care how baby comes into life. Like, could be a mixture, could be whatever.
I think I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah.
Be
yeah.
like, come on in, little buddy.
Sure. Welcome.
You're gonna live with me now.
Obviously complicated because there's this other person and maybe we haven't even talked about that. Maybe we
Yeah.
have. But
Okay, a new hypothetical.
Okay.
Baby shows up at our door.
Mm-hmm.
It's from an ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
She had stolen my semen
Oh no.
and then had it artificially inseminated into her. Had a baby. Realized she didn't want the baby anymore.
Uh-huh.
And then left it at our doorstep.
Yeah, I mean we're still taking the baby, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
she's going to jail. Like that's not okay.
Which would be great for us because then we don't have to worry about.
Then I don't have to like co-parent
Split
with
time,
some crazy
yeah, with her
lady.
because
yeah, she's in jail.
She's in jail.
But I feel for your daughter because her mom was weird and did that.
Yeah.
So that is also sad.
It is what it is. Thank you for the baby, though.
I wish it wasn't that situation. I would rather have the consensual situation
Yeah.
versus this one. But either way, I take baby.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I love it. I hope this happens.
Ty, that's all I got.
That's
do we want to
lovely.
do like a quick little like life update? So for
Sure.
listeners,
If
if
you
want
came
to
from
tune
the
out,
movie,
very good.
You were like, hey, I stayed for all your stupid summer shenanigans at the beginning. I don't need to hear any more about this.
Peace out. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
But if not, yeah. Ours,
Well, here, let me just
Yeah.
say what the movie's going to be next week.
What's our next week movie?
Next week's movie, we're going to get away from all this mushy-gushy bullshit. In fact, there's a character in the next movie who originally was supposed to eat kids.
Whoa.
They cut it because they thought it was too graphic.
That's pretty graphic.
So instead, they made him really big and fat and gross. You're going
Okay.
to see it. His name's Pearl. Get ready for Pearl.
Pearl.
The movie we're going to be doing next week
Mm-hmm.
is a wild bloodfest. Some
Ugh.
say it's the first Marvel movie. We'll get into it. Is it really? I don't know. Have to wait and tune in to find out. But here's the deal.
Uh-huh.
We're going to see blood,
Mm-hmm.
action,
Yeah.
karate fighting,
Oh,
sword
okay.
fights,
Whoa.
blood monsters. We're going to see it all when we watch the 1990s classic, Blade.
Ooh.
All right, now let's get into it. Usually,
I just want to watch you pivot.
we kick into now you're going to hear the theme music, but instead you're going to hear our voices again. So yeah, so let's give everybody a fertility update.
Yeah, so I had,
Number one, we probably need to tell them we've been trying since, before I was ready. So we've been trying since like 2017.
it's been about a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. 9 years.
Mhm.
8 to 9 years.
Yeah. And some of you know, some of you don't know. But anyways, we are currently, I had to tell Ty before this, I had visions and dreams that we would actually be expecting during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And while that is still a possibility, it is not the current situation. But we are going through surrogacy right
Mhm.
now. My younger sister is going to carry a baby for us. And Ty and I have some appointments coming up here. So as you guys are
Yeah,
listening
we have to go
this,
through IVF again.
yeah, we got to do
Second
IVF
time.
again. Make some more little baby embryos. But yeah, so as you guys are listening to this, we're probably in the thick of it. So send us those positive vibes if you
Mhm.
would, and we soon will also have our 3 men and a baby situation.
And I told Rach, I have this dream that Paul and Johnny, you guys are listeners,
Your best
my two
friends.
best buds.
Mhm.
You just need to get ready for this. Where there's going to be a time where Rach is like, I need a break. And I'm going to tell you, go visit your sisters. And Paul and Johnny, you're going to come up to Champaign. Trev, if you're around too, come on over. Jeff, Mike, all my friends. You guys can all come.
All my friends.
And we're going to take
I
care
don't know about this.
and we're going to take care of the baby. Just like 3 of us. 3 of us dudes trying to figure out what to do. And we're going to have the time of our lives. We're going to, like, baby's asleep. I've got the baby monitor out with us. We're drinking beers on the back porch. Oh, got to get the formula ready. Like, we're just doing all the daddy stuff, 3 men and a baby style. And then when you get back and you feel rejuvenated, boys, we'll go on a road trip. Road trip
is your
to
turn.
somewhere. So then it's our
And
turn.
I will have a girls' weekend.
So
And they
that's
just call that a weekend. They don't call it. There's nothing special because women have to do that all the time
with their friends, with their best friends.
with their best friends. They have to take care. They have the child reader by themselves, and their best friends stop over.
No, they could stay with you.
It's just not called a movie. They don't mean. It's not even an interesting title.
Okay, now we turn this into a gender conversation. Like, I try to have a fun bros hang with my friends.
No, it
and now all of
sounds
a
very
sudden it's like,
fun.
no, it's just what women do every time.
It's just gonna be fun.
You do not stay the night with your friends and drink wine while you take care of the baby. Get out of here. You should, but you don't.
But yeah, that's where things are at.
Yeah.
Questions, comments, concerns?
From me?
Anyone.
Okay.
Anyone can chime in now.
All right, sweet. Yeah, no, I don't have any. Nope.
Great. All right. See you
Till
guys
next week. We'll see you with some vampire blood. All right, play Zip Zap Zop with me. Zip.
Zap.
You got to do that
I
clap.
don't know the rules. Zap.
Zop.
Zip.
Zap.
Zop.
Zip.
Zap.
Zop.
Zip.
Zap.
Zop.
Zip.
Zap.
Zap.
Zop. Wait, is that what that is?
But you usually should play with like 18 kids, not just 2.
Bunch of idiots in the closet going zap, 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 zap.